Welcome to this week's edition of Inside Warhawk Sports on UWW-TV. I'm your host, AJ Kober, joined by Warhawk track and field head coach Mike Johnson. Coach, since joining Whitewater in 2010, track and field has finished top 5 for the men's indoor and outdoor teams every year in the WIAC championships. What factors have contributed to the success?
Well, I think a lot of it is attributed to our team itself. So we have a great chemistry that's contagious, that's infectious. People hear about that, so it's something that as we recruit, we're known, hey, we've got a great program, but not just athletically, also the culture, and so that really draws people in. We have great facilities. We rival a lot of the facilities in the Midwest in Division I schools and beyond that, so knowing that in the Midwest weather, we have a great place to train, whether it's inside or outside. And then our university, it offers a lot of, academic programs, a big variety compared to some other schools, so we really, market that when we recruit. I think those are the biggest factors that have put us where we are right now.
You also coach the women's team, who have 31 individual conference championships themselves. How do you find the balance between coaching the men's and women's teams?
Sure, it's really pretty easy. I think, the way they're coached is not that much different. Probably the biggest challenge is the amount of people, but we're fortunate enough to have a large staff where we can divide the work up and still be able to focus on their individual development, so we get to know them as a person, what makes them tick, how we can train them individually instead of just one big group. And so that makes it relatively easy with having the many hands make light work.
You graduated from Whitewater in the mid-2000s and went to UW-Stevens Point as an assistant coach before coming back to Whitewater as a head coach. How has your journey led you back to Whitewater as a head coach of the track and field teams?
Well, I was pretty lucky. I think, my athletic director that I had as an athlete was still here, saw a lot of potential in me, and then some changes were made here. So I got to come back here in a pretty short time span, but it was a great opportunity to come back and be a part of the program that you were in to begin with. But it's pretty unique, I would say. There's a lot of coaches that move many times before they kind of find their destination job, and I feel like I'm there and have been there for quite a long time. So really I got to go away and get some new experiences and see some things from a different angle, and I think that's just helped me make this program much better.
We're a couple weeks away from the indoor championships, then comes the outdoor season. What is the transition like for these athletes to go from the indoor season to the outdoor season?
I think we're always preparing for outdoors even when we're indoors. There really isn't a lot of time in terms of the climate. When our season ends, a couple weeks really, we can start having outdoor competitions, but the weather usually doesn't cooperate. So we're usually trying to focus on how do we do that throughout the indoor season given our limitations. But adjusting how we train, the training loads, what we're doing, how we're training through competitions or not is the way we kind of focus on it. So when we do have those outdoor meets, it's not waiting until that point for us to get used to it. And that seemed to work really well for us.